Hey everyone, welcome to the programme. I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, and this week we're serving up a selection of regional food stories, from local delicacies to a Michelin-star chef who's gone back to his Egyptian roots. We'll also take your taste buds on a tour of the Middle East and North Africa, introducing you to sweets that are particularly popular during Ramadan in Jordan, Lebanon and the UAE. But first, US-based Michael Mina is a celebrity chef not content with running one restaurant. He's juggling a portfolio of more than 40. He recently came to the UAE and we stepped inside his kitchen. Having completed his culinary training in New York, in 1993, Michael Mina ran San Francisco's most acclaimed seafood restaurant, Aqua, where regular guests included the likes of Steve Jobs. Over time, as the venue's Michelin stars faded away and when its doors permanently closed in 2010, Mina's focus sharpened. His big break came not long after when, having ventured into business with tennis champion Andre Agassi, he opened his flagship eponymous US restaurant on the same spot where Aqua used to be. 2 Michelin stars followed, as did VIP clients and US presidents as patrons. Today, the cookbook author and restaurateur, who has a 40-strong portfolio of eateries, including a brasserie in the UAE, spends up to 6 months a year embedded in his new ventures to ensure they carry his signature stamp. During a flying visit to the Emirates, Mina took time to pull up a chair with Inspire. Michael, a very warm welcome to Inspire Middle East.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Tell me, you went into business, your venture started with Andre Agassi almost a decade ago. Is he a foodie or just a financial backer?
Andre is, you wouldn't believe how competitive he is in everything. Tennis, but food. The first time I went to his house for dinner, he invited me over and he said, "I'm going to cook you the best steak you've ever had." And it was a very good steak, but he wanted it to be the best.
Does his celebrity status in any way aid your brand?
I think him and his wife, Stephanie Graff, I think having them as partners aids you in so many ways. It's not just in the celebrity status, but the type of people they are and what they do and what they're about.
In your honest opinion, what is the secret to restaurant success? It's such a boom-bust cycle. How do you survive in this business?
It's a million little things. You have to start with the right concept, and then you have to understand that you have to be obsessive over the fact that every day a restaurant will be better or worse than it was the day before. It's never going to be the same. And so if you have a group of people and a staff that every day comes in and their whole focus is how's it going to be better than it was yesterday, it sounds cliche, but it is the absolute truth. There's no way around it in a restaurant. You're either getting better or you're getting worse.
Well, that surely is the biggest challenge for you then. How do you remain consistent right across the group?
Well, you know, I've been very fortunate in the sense that I've been able to surround myself with a group of people that are all like-minded. The reality is that we always have people from within that are growing constantly, and those are the people that are going to run your restaurants. And you know that you have to have a great chef and a great general manager, mom and dad.
What has had the biggest emotional impact for you? Losing 1 Michelin star or gaining 2?
For me, the journey of gaining the Michelin stars, to me, is just, it's a beautiful process. It's something that, you know, again, it fits into my whole philosophy of you have to just keep getting better.
Now, some chefs globally, like Marco Pierre White, he famously gave his stars back, saying that it wasn't worth the pressure from Michelin. Where do you stand on that?
Everybody's different. And for me, the way I stand on it is, it's worth everything. You know, it's not just about you, and it's about everybody that's in that restaurant that's working every day and night. And you know, in certain restaurants, it really is. It's one of the ways that you know you get the recognition that not just you as the chef, but all the employees, they need it because they're going to go on to do great things. They're going to go on to be great chefs, and they want to say they're working in a Michelin-star restaurant.
Michael, you're famously proud to be Egyptian by birth, and you've gone back to your culinary roots at your eponymous restaurant in San Francisco. Why now?
You know, I don't think that the story has been told in the United States about how much that the Middle East and Egypt, for me, more so because that's where I'm from, all of the beautiful products and the spices and the flavors. And then what I wanted to do is I really wanted to bring it to life of what my life has been, more about my life journey of being born in Egypt, coming to the United States. So I wanted to combine that with what I've learned as a chef and all of the beautiful ingredients we have in California, and take the fun, things that I obsessed and I love doing, just have fun with it more than make it so much about a regimented one way or another. So like fatir, when I was growing up, that's what I would have for breakfast every morning. And my mom would make it. It's a beautiful dough it's very similar almost to like a laminated, like a croissant dough where you fold the butter in. My mom would make it very, very rustic and then pan fry it in butter. We make beautiful little ones, and then we still pan fry them in butter, and then we put golden Osetra caviar on them.
Michael, you're making me hungry. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The UAE is ranked amongst the world's top 10 confectionery markets, and by 2021 it's thought that the sector will be worth an estimated $440 million. Ramadan and Eid often mark a significant spike in sales. And it's not just modern-day sweet treats which are on the rise. Salim Essaid explores the growing appetite for traditional home-cooked delicacies from the region.
Crispy dough spheres rise to the top of simmering oil like bubbles, and that's exactly what their name means, al-faga in the Emirati dialect. Al-faga is the traditional form of the UAE's popular sweet al-gaymat, meaning small bites, which is commonly served during the evenings of the holy month of Ramadan after Muslims have been fasting from sunrise to sunset. Unlike al-faga, al-gaymat is flat and covered in honey or sugar syrup. These ingredients were considered hard to come by in the past, says UAE chef Khulud Atiq, who's been cooking her country's foods since the age of 8.
Before, they didn't have sugar, so they would always serve dates. They would take dates and soak it in water and make a base. They put it and knead it into the sweets they make, or they use the molasses of dates.
Chef Khulud says that what identifies Emirati cuisine is the simplicity of its preparation and the likeness of ingredients used from the country's desert land, such as Emirati butter turned golden with cumin seeds and fennel, or the yellowish-brown color of roasted wheat flour, which she says gives many UAE desserts their distinctive hue.
We are, of course, a desert country, so you'll notice that most of our sweets have taken on the color of dates. These are built on the cultural norms and even the natural environment of the country we live in.
People of the region are known for having a sweet tooth and variations on themes of date-based confectionery. And highly perfumed and spiced desserts can be found across many Gulf countries. Cardamom, saffron, and rosewater, these three components are found in most Emirati sweets. And with a population that has more than 200 nationalities, the UAE is known for its diverse cultural mix, which is also found in its food flavors. For example, the gelatinous dessert sago, served during iftar when Muslims break their fast during Ramadan, originates from the sago palm tree native to southern Japan. It reached the UAE through the pearl trading industry, which also gave the country more access to foreign ingredients like saffron, which over time has become a staple of Emirati cuisine. Across the deserts of the Arab region, desserts differ in style and components. Egypt is particularly known for its variety of sweets, such as semolina wheat cakes called basbouse, which are sweetened with rosewater and topped with almonds. Also, a number of desserts inspired by women include Ali, or the mother of Ali, a sweetbread pudding filled with nuts, raisins, and milk, baked to a golden crisp. There's also Zainab's fingers, served after sunset during Ramadan, which are deep-fried doughy delights made with orange blossom and aniseed, crispy on the outside, soft in the middle. And sweets between regions in the Middle East and North Africa have slight yet notable differences.
Most of the sweets that they rely on in Northern Africa are nuts. And also the same sweets that they focus on in the East are nuts. Or in the Eastern Arabic kitchens are nuts with the addition of different types of cheese.
The Levantine noodle pastry, kanafa, is a nutty example, soaked in a sugary syrup, layered with cheese, and coated with crushed pistachios. It's a much-loved course in countries such as Lebanon, Palestine, Syria, and Jordan. There's also atayef, a dessert dumpling filled with either crushed nuts or sweetened cheese, which is then fried and commonly served after Muslims break their daily fast during Ramadan. In the UAE, desserts are traditionally expected to be available at all times to welcome guests. Ready and waiting on a sarrud, or a palm leaf mat, which people gather around to eat. During Ramadan, neighborhoods band together during the holy month, with each household making one type of dessert to share as they break their fast with their community. And the last thing to remember, if you're invited to an Emirati house to enjoy some desserts, there's an etiquette to eating them, with some dishes requiring a customary two-finger scoop for an authentic taste of the region's flavors.
Well, that is a wrap of our show. We hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget you can catch all of our programs online at Euronews.com. Before I say goodbye, here are some foodies that caught our attention on social media this week.
Mohammed shared this video of a traditional kanafa noodle-like pastry dessert being assembled in the south of Lebanon. And Razia excitedly awaits a serving of her favourite childhood sweet, legemat dumplings, drizzled in date syrup.